Now, certain people in the United Kingdom don't like us Londoners. But I'm a Londoner. Anything when I take one of them link routes from off the M1 is country. Yep. Manchester is north as far as I'm concerned now. Some people are going to say it ain't, but it is. Yeah. You're a northerner. And that's where Huey Fury comes from. Luke Campbell is a northerner as well. He's up in Hull. I know Hull very well. And on August the 31st, Luke Campbell will attempt to take the WBO, WBA, WBC belts from Lomachenko. Now, before anyone gets really upset, I was joking what I said about anything outside the M1 is country. It's a joke, alright? Maybe not a good joke, but this ain't the comedy hour. Besides, I'm getting to an age where I'm weighing up my options to get out of the rat race. Trust me. Going back to country living. So, Huey Fury will attempt to take on Alexander Povetkin. So, the Eastern Europeans are in town against the Northerners. Both of them have very difficult tasks ahead of them. I'd say Huey has more chance against Povetkin on the basis that Povetkin hasn't fought since Joshua took him out in 7 late last year. What does he have left in the tank? How much ambition does he have left? Is he damaged goods after the Joshua defeat? He's 39 years of age, nearly 40. Now, I know there's a lot of Fury fans. Well, there ain't that much, but there's a lot of Tyson Fury fans. Maybe they don't have the same affinity to Huey. But I just want to say this. Povetkin, prime for prime, pound for pound, is just a way better fighter than Huey. In my mind, Huey needs the timing to be right. And all of the questions that I raised about Povetkin's age and any residual carryover from the Joshua fight are all going to come into play if Huey is to win this. We'll have a chance. Shades of Ali is not going to help Huey against Povetkin. He's going to have to put hands on Povetkin. Yeah. Can't be just a defensive, I go the distance and I'm happy with that. He's going to have to put it on the line. You're the younger guy. Considerably younger as well. Huey has 15 years on Povetkin. He's 6'6", 80-inch reach. Povetkin is 6'2" with a 75-inch reach. Povetkin, I assume, will come in around 225, between 225 and 230. Huey will perhaps come in around, well, he was 218 for the Sam Peter fight, and 221 for the Chris Norrad fight, 236 for the Kubrat Pulev fight. So he lost 18 pounds between the Pulev fight and the Sam Peter. It's hard to predict what weight Huey's going to come in, man. Maybe around between 230 and 222 is what I'm guessing. Damn, if Huey was to skip a couple of meals here and there, he could make cruiser. Perhaps not safely, but he could do it theoretically. How does he cope with Povetkin's crouching, come-up, hooking style? I don't know how he copes with it, to be honest with you. I just see him going into a defensive shell after he gets cut or hit by a big bomb or gets the worst of an exchange. Against Pulev, he tried to throw some home run hitters, and he did catch Pulev with a good shot, did Huey. A right cross, I believe. And maybe that could be a tactic of sorts. Try and get Povetkin out of there with one big bomb, because Povetkin doesn't have a rock-solid chin. He's very tough, but he doesn't have a rock-solid chin. But that would mean Huey holding his feet a little more than he has in the past and getting full power in that shot. I'm not sure if Peter Fury would want him doing that. Holding his feet gives the shorter 75-inch reached Povetkin all the opportunities he needs. You don't want to be in punching range with Povetkin. His skill set is lethal. But if you just try and pick a jab and the odd power punch here and there, you're just going to give him time to pick openings as well. He's an old guy. You want to take his legs out by making him work hard. Huey can't fight him like AJ, where AJ made a few mistakes and then picked it up by round 5 or 6 or whatever it was. He can't do that because he doesn't have the same punch and he's not as daring as AJ offensively. He can't do that. He can't afford a bad start against this guy. Just can't. But Povetkin can't go on forever. He can't go on forever. If he hasn't got his power pills to pop, how effective can he be? But then we can say the same thing about Huey, can't we? With the UCAD case he had too. So they're both as bad as each other. I'm going to go with Povetkin because he's the better fighter. But the argument for Huey is obviously Povetkin is aging, he's been inactive. What's he like post Joshua after he took some very heavy shots? How do you guys see that one? Does Huey have more of a chance than what I'm saying? Can he beat a good Povetkin? Let's say Povetkin comes in there in good shape and strong and powerful and not past it. Can he beat a Povetkin like that? Or does he need it to be very circumstantial and Povetkin just taking one fight too many, too old, not as sharp, reflexes a bit shot, punch resistance not what it was? Does he need all that in play to win, or can he beat a good Povetkin? I believe Huey is capable of making him miss, but can he make him pay? That's the thing. When you think about it, being an ultra-defensive fighter actually leaves you near as vulnerable as a hyper-aggressive fighter, because at a certain level, against elite or top opposition, they're going to exploit that. You're either going to be behind on the cards, and then you're going to have to try and be offensive, and then you're going to be making mistakes. Your offense and defense has to have a balance, a consistency to be a complete fighter. Huey has to make him pay if he makes him miss. But I feel Povetkin's explosiveness, there's going to be some exchange where Huey's just going to get wary of his skill set, the power, the accuracy, and it's going to be hard for Peter Fury to shake him out of that safety first trance that Povetkin puts him in. Late stoppage or points for Povetkin. Do I really need to break down the Luke Campbell fight? That's hard work. Hard work. And while Lomachenko, 5'7", 65.5-inch reach, 31 years of age, so he's not a young kid, but he's the same age as Luke, who was a 71-inch reach, considerably longer. 5'9", a big lightweight. Now they're both 31 in 2019. That's not a disaster for two lightweights. Back in the day, it would have been very old for two lightweights. But neither of them have taken huge amounts of punishment. Now from the jump, Luke, you gotta watch the body punches. You have to watch the body punches. Lomachenko is not the same fighter he was at feather. Not necessarily worse, but he's not the same fighter. At lightweight, body punching is a massive part of his strategy right now to break taller fighters down. Lomachenko has to loop a lot more of his shots as the opponents get bigger. He used to throw a lot more straight shots. Luke Campbell has to make himself a side-on target with all the length he has. Almost maybe shelling at times. You can't stand square in front of this guy. You can't. It's not going to work. You're going to get destroyed. He's with Shane McGuigan now. Shane is a good up-and-coming British coach. He doesn't want to over-elaborate moving too much, but he doesn't want to be in one place too long, because Lomachenko can spot openings quicker than nearly everybody in the game, barring maybe Terence Crawford and a few others, a prime Manny Pacquiao. Him and Shane will have to strategically work out how to stop Loma cutting down the ring and bullying Luke, or the fight's lost right there if they can't do that. Keep that jab out there, Luke. Keep that jab out there. Try and keep him outside. Linares had success with it. Pedraza had success with the jab, boxing him at long range. Why can't he replicate some of the success that them guys had boxing Lomachenko? I say success, but maybe that's not the right word. They hung him tougher than what maybe people thought they could. Linares scored a knockdown, but neither came close to winning the fight. Lomachenko fought all the way around the globe as an amateur. He fights in America, but most of his fights as a pro. I don't think the O2 Arena crowd is going to disturb him either way. I think he's looking forward to entertaining in front of a new audience. He's not like a lot of boxers. He's embracing reaching out to a new market. And the fact that him and Luke have been able to sell it out shows how popular Luke is. Especially in Hull. If you saw the reception Luke Campbell got when he won the Olympics, it was ridiculous. Crazy. There's going to be a lot of boxing people watching as well. A lot of people heard that name Lomachenko coming to England. They wanted in. They wanted a ticket. It's great to have a fighter of that caliber fighting in the UK. You know, what can I say? You know, no big breakdown on what I think is going to happen. I think multifaceted, multi-dimension angles and foot speed and body shots and Luke doesn't win this. He doesn't win this. He would have done well to go the distance. We saw what happened to Crawler. If you try that tuck up, stand right in front, I can take it, you're just going to get Brock up, Luke. You're going to get Brock up. So, it's a case for me. I want to see if Luke can. I want to see if Luke can overachieve, outperform what we expect, and if he can give Lomachenko a great fight, it's not a W, but it's not a bad thing to have in your resume. And if he can win, my gosh, oh my gosh, he won't just be a huge star in the UK. I think they'll want to see more of him in the US if he can pull it off. Now, if I was a coach, I'll be looking at the feet. Lomachenko's feet and Luke Campbell's feet. Lomachenko's feet are his biggest assets. The angles he creates and the almost effortless way he gets around the side of you and switches, pivots, and all types of footwork that keeps you mentally occupied and mentally burns you out, actually. Luke needs to move, but like I always say, there's a difference between moving around the ring or being forced to move around the ring. And Luke needs to be in control. He needs to move. He doesn't want to be square, be stationary. No. But he needs to kind of anticipate Loma's attacks as well as move. Understand your strengths and weakness. You can't compete with Lomachenko's speed. What can beat speed? Timing. The longer man can time the faster, smaller guy. Time him. Step around. Anticipate the attack. Step around. Use them long levers, them arms to smother. Do not attack in straight lines. Side on. But easier said than done. Luke is a little... Don't be offended. Remember, I'm a Brit too. When I say this, don't be thinking, oh, he's this. No. I'm British too. I have a British passport. Luke has a little bit too much of that English upright boxing style from what I see. I think Shane McGuigan is going to try and make adjustments in this camp. And we'll see how he does. But Lomachenko, I reckon points, actually. I reckon points. Conclusive points victory for Lomachenko. Unless the O2 crowd can roar Luke Campbell on to up his performance, go up another level, and maybe tighten it up on the scorecards. I'm looking forward to it. I'm doubting that the punters are going to have a good trip back up north from the O2 though. But we'll see.